Hey everyone, Tim Schofield here, and it's time to look at the Huawei Matebook X Pro, and this is the fully stacked version, the 8th gen i7 processor, 512 gig SSD, 16 gigs of RAM, and a lot more. Real excited to open this one up. Gonna show you what's in the box real quick, and then we're gonna take a look at the device. Worth mentioning, this has a 90% screen to bezel ratio and also a little bit of a hidden webcam. So let's go ahead and check out the Huawei Matebook X Pro. If you caught the Instagram story, I'm sure you saw me teasing the Huawei Matebook X Pro, but it's time to actually open it on up. And right away, we do have the laptop itself. Now let's take off this packaging and see what we're working with here. Looks like Windows, NVIDIA GeForce. It does have a discrete graphics card embedded. There's a Huawei logo up top. This is the space gray color. There's also a silver color included. Opening it up for the first time lets you know here some different things, where a webcam is, where the power button is, which is also a fingerprint scanner, one of my favorite features about the other Matebook, and then lets you know you can charge and you have a lightning cable on the USB-C slots. So that's about it for the laptop for now. Now let's go ahead and take a look at what else comes in the box. So set that laptop to the side. It seems like we've got two boxes in here. One, which should be, it looks like a cable and some literature for us. So yes, seems like an extra long USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable. And then that's it. Actually, no literature. I actually did get a separate reviewer's guide, which is probably why it just doesn't include any literature, which is okay for me. I usually don't read that stuff anyways. And then finally, we have our power brick, which is a little bit larger, of course, to charge the laptop itself, but you'll see USB Type-C slot. And if you're wondering, there are the specs of the power brick. Taking a close look, you'll see how thin this laptop actually is, but it does have a headphone jack and two USB-C slots up on the left side. Just continuing on, here's a look at the front of it. I'll do the one-handed opening test in just a second. And then moving along on the right side, there it is, the USB Type-A slot. So a nice transition from USB Type-A to USB Type-C. So you don't necessarily need an adapter out of the box, but you can actually, they have a dock that you can purchase separately, I believe. Down at the bottom, you have 4 grips, and they also raise just above the bottom of the laptop to make sure the laptop itself doesn't sit on your tabletop. Now I'd like to try the one-handed opening test with the lid. So let's just go ahead and quickly do it. And it looks like it lifts up right as the screen gets to about there, which is actually pretty good. So I say it passes for my standards. I'm totally okay with that. And here we go. We can actually turn this on for the first time. And again, like I mentioned, one of the better things, this is actually a fingerprint scanner that you can actually use. Now, let's take a look at this keyboard. I can lift it on up. A full-size chiclet style keyboard. See up at the top, you have a bunch of different functions: brightness, volume, a camera icon, hint, hint, Wi-Fi, mute. But yeah, we'll go ahead and test the keyboard in just a second. And then here is that trackpad. Fairly good size considering the size itself of the laptop. And then, of course, the bottom right-hand corner, Core i7 8th Gen. The Matebook X Pro is a 13.9-inch notebook with a 3K display, so a 3000 by 2000 screen resolution. That means it uses an aspect ratio of 3:2, so it has more and more content on the screen. Has a 100% sRGB color gamut, 450 nits brightness, and a 1500:1 contrast ratio. Even though this laptop is extremely thin, it has a quad speaker setup. So I'm excited to test out the speakers on this laptop. It is in partnership with Dolby. Now, more coming in my full review, so make sure you are subscribed for that. So now, where's that webcam at? Obviously, they decided to minimize those bezels and move the webcam. So on the keyboard itself, taking a look and zooming in here, there it is. So now, watch what happens when I press this button. Boom. It's not necessarily a software button. It is actually a physical switch to actually hide and open up that camera. And I do not think you can do it with software to open it. It has to manually be opened, which gives you an extra sense of privacy. I know my mom actually puts a Band-Aid over her webcam that's on the top of her laptop. So up on the top of the laptop, she hides the webcam with a Band-Aid just because she's paranoid about someone accessing her webcam. Okay, so let's test this out. I'm going to load up the camera app, which is on my laptop right now. And there you have it. It is very dark because it cannot actually manually open up the camera. So if I press the button, There it is, and there I am. There's my camera. Of course, it's going to be a little bit further down to up, but me looking at it, obviously my eyes are going above the camera, but it doesn't look as terrible as I thought. I'm going to do some more testing, maybe do a web chat with some people, see what they have to say, and then get back to you in that full review. So overall, there you have it with the sleek and slim Matebook X Pro. If you're wondering, this is as far back as the monitor will go, but a lot more to come in my full review, so make sure you stay tuned for that. I'm excited to test out this laptop because it's an extremely good looking laptop, that's for sure. Very sleek, and those bezels are just so minimal, looks very good, and I'm curious to test out that webcam while actually doing a web chat, all that good stuff. So that's about it. Huawei Matebook X Pro laptop. More to come soon. Be sure to click that thumbs up if you enjoyed that video, and as always, guys, thank you very much for watching.